Good afternoon, everyone. Today I will be presenting the topics social roles and social norms, and as well as the nature and depth of relationships. For now, I will be focusing more on the social rules and social norms, and will be giving another presentation for the second topic rather. Although these topics may appear to be the same, they are actually two different topics that only relate to each other. And so let us start this presentation with one of these two, social roles. Social roles are very important and at the same time a very broad topic. To define, social role refers to society's expectation of a person's behavior in a given setting or status. Given that each person has a several role in society, these roles affect a person's behavior, making society a collection of roles. We have here an example of a doctor who is also a mother. In this setting, the doctor who is also a mother will have to be a whole different person in each setting. When she is at home with her children, she will need to interact with them and attend to their needs as their mother. While at work, as a doctor, she is more focused on a formal setting, prescribing a patient and giving them advice that a patient would need. Another example that I could use would be this illustration showing us that, for example, a student who is in her school with her teacher would call her teacher ma'am because they are in the school and they are in that teacher-student relationship. While in the event that the teacher could also be that student's aunt, then when they go to like some family reunions or something like that, when they see each other off the campus, then it is only natural for the student or for the girl to call her teacher aunt because, well, technically they're not anymore in the school. So this only shows that as we live in the society, we have multiple roles to play with or to play into. In conclusion, society culturally defines social roles such that nearly everyone knows what is expected of them in a certain environment. Moving on, we have our second topic, which is social norm. Social norms refers to unwritten rules that govern what people can and cannot do. It consists of what we do, what we believe others do, which is called empirical expectations, and what we believe others approve of and expects us to do, which can also be called normative expectations. Social norms are therefore situated at the interplay between behavior, beliefs, and expectations. A sample situation would be in a church, which is a place that is to be respected, for it is a place of prayer. Thus, no actions that can compromise this should be carried out. We have here on the left side a dress which is called Sunday's dress, and on the right side, which is a beach dress. When we are going to the church, we are expected to dress more modestly so that we ourselves could focus on the main reason why we are going to church, which is to pray. And it is called the Sunday's dress for some reason, and the other dress as beach dress for the reason that it is to be worn at the beach. There are actually two kinds of norms, which are rather, the descriptive norm and the injunctive norms. Descriptive norms are what people actually do, while injunctive norms are what people should do. In this illustration, we can see a girl driving. On the left side, a girl is driving with a phone on her hands, which is, as per observation, what people actually do in most times. While in the right side, we have a girl who is fully alert, who is fully focused in driving, which is what people should do. It is what is right to be done. To further expand these types of norms, I'm going to go back to my first example, which is about the dress code while going to the church. We all know that when we go to the church, what people should do is at least dress modestly, and that falls under the injunctive norms. However, what people actually do, or at least most people actually do, is that they dress according to what they like, whatever they like, to the point where they are not wearing modest enough clothes, enough to show respect to the place. So it is really important to, you know, sometimes go with the norm because some norms are there for some reason. However, descriptive norms and injunctive norms don't really need to always be opposite with each other. For example, people should not talk loudly at the library, and that's an injunctive norm. And as we can observe, people would really use their soft voices at the library, which falls under the descriptive norm. Another subpart that relates to norm are normative social influence and informational social influence. Now, for normative social influence, it is about conforming to fit in because people in some events would appear to want to fit in at a certain environment. For example, when there are when blondie hair are like a trend in that place, then when you go to that place you would feel the urge to color your hair blonde as well, because as a girl you could feel like you'll need to change your hair color to fit in to the group, to the place. For the informational social influence, it is about conforming because you think other people knows you more than yourself. It is more like people endorsing you to like do what they or most people do. Like when they recommend you of a top visited or top rated restaurant, and that they say this restaurant is what you like, and then you'll eventually follow their information and go to that restaurant, then that would fall under informational social influence. Social norms are simply the behavior or attitude of the majority of people in any community or group. They exert social influence in group members by prescribing which reactions are appropriate and which are not, and that any behavior that is outside these norms are considered violations of norms. Social norms are often held in place by sanctions for breaching the norms. Those who breach the norms might be seen as negatively different. On the other hand, those who conform are most likely to be more respected and praised by their community through rewards for doing what should be done, those what they expect people to do. There are certain functions of social norms. For starters, these are control or controlling our behavior. Social norms controls our behavior in the way that they provide a set of pattern for our behavior, making behavior systematic and in pattern. Due to this, behavior, law, and order can be maintained in a society. Social norms also helps in self-control. They help satisfy our social needs and act as ideal and objective in certain situations. To sum it all up, social roles focus us more on the expectation of a person's behavior in a given setting, while social norms are unwritten rules that tell people what can and cannot be done. Together, they create guidelines for us to follow in order to direct our behavior, provide order and predictability in social relationships, and to make sense of and understanding of each other's actions. I believe that will be all for my presentation about social rules and norms. May I know if there are any questions, clarifications, things that were not understood clearly?